Well, we are back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of Why Isn't NASCAR Racing here. Today, we are actually at Hockenheim in Germany, one of my most favorite tracks in the world. Definitely a top 5 for me. And in my opinion, this track puts on absolutely fantastic racing, no matter what kind of racing it is. So here we come through to start our lap in Hockenheim with a NASCAR stock car. I'm running the 2019 car as William Byron. It's been a minute since I have actually driven this car, but oh baby, such a fun track. I really love Hockenheim. Honestly, I think if you don't like the track, if you don't like racing at this track, you probably just are not a racing fan. I think that's the only way around it here now as we watch Tyler Reddick up there in the distance as we get our lap of practice in before the race. But this track always produces absolute bangers, whether it's Formula One, you know, it could be GT cars, and now it's going to be NASCAR here. I don't know how the AI are going to handle this track with 36 cars together, especially going into turn 1. It's a really unique turn 1, of course, with a really quick right kind of kink, we'll call it there, like you see it like Road America. And then you have this is the corner right here that's going to be big on lap 1. Very heavy braking zone into that hairpin, and as you see, we try to close in on Reddick. I'm clearly, just from practice, able to tell I'm going to need to find a little bit more pace here now as we head into another heavy braking zone. There's a lot of heavy braking zones here, which is a big thing. NASCAR road courses, you know, they're kind of built around setting up these heavy braking zones that, I mean, stock cars just hate, and that's what makes a lot of these road courses in NASCAR just so good here. Now as we head into almost you could kind of call it a stadium section here, you're trying to not do what I'm doing right there. You head down into the little sweeping left hairpin here. Sebastian Vettel, of course, is favorite corner, as that has a lot of bad memories for me right there. But nonetheless, you go through this little chicane here, you head down into the penultimate corner through the 2 right-handers. Try to not spin the car out in the race like this right here. We do save it, and then of course you go through this final turn and bring it back to the line. I love this track so much, but now let's put it to the real test and see how it races. So here we go, ready to go green from Hockenheim, and it's a 10-lap race, so we got some time here. We can be a little bit patient. Now we finally get up to speed and head into turn 1, a very, like I said, unique turn 1 there. That's Ross Chastain in front of us, says, do you know your numbers on the rear bumper? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. My numbers for what, Ross? I definitely would like to know here as we're going to try and send one up the inside of Jimmy Johnson. Kyle Larson, do I let him through? You know what? I'm going to be courteous right here in at least this corner and let that 42 have the position. That 42, what a beautiful paint scheme that was. Oh, Jimmy Johnson's gonna tag me in the left rear. So we're gonna try that one again here, as it's been a minute since I've actually had to use a restart on an R-Factor race. But you know what, Jimmy Johnson just kind of clipped me. I probably came across his nose, to be honest. However, I would rather blame him for my misfortune now, as he's going to send it up the inside. Kyle Larson goes to the left. Johnson's really sailing it off in there, 3 wide. And now here we go, making up a few spots here as we head to this little left bend. Larson! Kyle Larson is dead. Oh my goodness, he's up and over in the rear view mirror. I mean, talk about wreck avoidance, I guess, but Kyle Larson's career has come to an unfortunate end in the number 42 car here as we head down into the very heavy braking zone. I'm going to brake just before that 150 here, get to the back of the 48, hopefully by the exit of the corner, at least up the inside of Harvick. Use him up a little bit there. We make the pass up into P23, but you know, curbs, they can be dangerous in a NASCAR car. We've seen a NASCAR stock car flip off of curbing at Sonoma. It was the number 42 car back in, I don't know, 2006 or something like that. And now I guess we have confirmed that it can happen in a Generation 6 car. So that's probably a nice little thumbnail. What do you guys think? Oh my god, every time around that 48, apparently just things go wrong. We're saving it, but now we have some time that needs to be made. I'm going to throw a heck of a block right here on the 37 of, what is that, Chris Buescher. Now as we have yellow flags up in front of us, we have a car stopped. It's the 21 of Paul Menard, who's come to a complete stop. Everyone else is doing the same thing, trying to navigate around this 21. We have had a chaotic first and opening lap. Side by side here, and the stock car could get pretty aggressive right there. Oh, a little bit of contact with one of the front row cars that kind of allows me to send it up the inside of Almirola. Another car stopped in the infield there on the right side. Ever since R-Factor got its last big update, I've noticed a few cars will do that. I don't know what causes it, but I think there's another one up here with issues. Yes, the 22 of Logano. Oh my goodness, we're gonna slice through on the inside. Now this is not the part we were expecting to have happen, but I think that's going to be the end of it right there. Usually it seems to happen on like the end of the first lap, second lap. I saw it happen in Brazil. Hopefully that will be the end of it. It looks like everything's kind of sorted out now. If I'm Daniel Suarez, currently in this number 41 car, I'm bracing for impact because I'm coming up the inside here, whether he likes it or not in turn whatever. And there we go. We'll pass this 41 of Suarez. Hopefully, no, we might drag race a little bit here. Hold on. We're going to have a nice little race here down the straightaway. His 41 car just gets up through the gears so much better than I was able to. A little bit of a bump to the back of the 41. He's maybe going to go defensive, but not defensive enough. He actually goes with the racing line. I'm going to send it up the inside. A little bit of door banging. It's NASCAR. It's road course racing. This is completely fine. This is what you like to see. Clear of Suarez up at a P18. Down towards turn one, I'm going to see just how quick I can just kind of light this car through there. Absolutely abuse the track limits, but they don't call you for it. And one thing I'm remembering about this car, the more I drive it, the 2019 car versus like the one we use for the 2022, is that this one is a lot freer. Definitely easier to lose control of this car as well. Under braking, it's a lot more unstable. This car will really try to kick out under braking, and you're going to notice that just about every heavy braking is done. I am apparently overheating something here. I don't know what it is. Is it the oil temperature? I have no idea. I've actually never had this happen, so we will give it some time and wait and see what happens here. Suarez to the left side. We get right up to the back of these guys in front of us. Who is this in front of me? I don't even know who this is. Oh, it's JJ Yaley, and there is smoke pouring out of the back of this car, but I'm just going to kind of wing it and see what happens here now. As I'm gonna just go for a move here. Oh, maybe a really aggressive move. Sorry, Truex, that was rough. That was pretty rough for the 19. I mean, I sent it, you know, I certainly sent it. Cannot say that I didn't. Trying to close in here on the back of Harvick and Kurt Busch, you know. I'm looking like maybe a top 10 could kind of be a realistic goal to set for us here, but this car is starting to get loose, and if I remember correctly, last time I've ever seen smoke pour out of a Gen 6 car like this in our factor is it started to get really, really free. This is the corner where we make up so much ground, and look at that, we're right up to the back of the 4. I'm noticing the temperature on the oil, I'm going to assume, is the issue. I'm not 100% sure. I honestly can't. I mean, I'm not a car person as much as I love race cars. I'm not a car guy, so I'm like, I don't know what temperature this is supposed to be running at. Wow, I just like wheel hop there into the left-hander. That's going to open the door for Truex to get me in the left rear right there. We hang on to it now, but it is getting difficult here to make some passes. Truex is going to go around the outside. What a move there from the Bass Pro Shops car, and I'm going to try and send it back up the inside here. We're going to get a very aggressive side-by-side with the 19. We get back ahead into the braking zone. He's going to run into the back of me briefly, send it back up the inside, and we hold him off. What an awesome venue for racing. Even when it's for P16, we don't ever care about where we finish in these videos, so it doesn't matter what position it is for. It is absolutely awesome racing here. I just got clipped in the right rear by Truex. He is certainly getting aggressive, but we hold him off for now. But we gave up so much time to the cars ahead of us down into second gear through turn 1. Oh, that was so good on the track limits. That was probably as perfect as you can get it. Wow, this thing is slipping and sliding like crazy. We're doing a nice job here closing in on this group of cars again, trying to get back into the fight after the fight we just had with the 19 car of Truex. This is not going to help our cause at all. We nearly get into the gravel, but we at least avoid it, get back down to first gear through the left-hander. Bubba Wallace currently in the number 43 out front here in Hockenheim, as we are just slowly creeping in here on this group of cars. Through this section here, I'm really struggling so far. I've not been able to get through these final few corners very well or very confidently. Here we go into the heavy braking zone again. Brake a little bit earlier. I've been struggling the last couple of laps in this braking zone here. The car really likes to kick out, does it again, you know, do a little quick correction back to the left. Overall, not too bad. We get a little bit closer. I'm thinking by the time we get to the next lap, we're going to be all over this 4 car. I'm going to absolutely send it right here and hope they don't call me on the track limits. They do not, and we are now kind of within that striking range here. Now, certainly passing is a lot more rare between the AIs than I expected to see. There's Harvick and Kurt going at it right there, but right now they're going to settle it out and settle that score, and we continue to get closer to the back of the 4, and maybe even, I mean, I was going to say, maybe we could send it up the inside here into the next corner, but that would not work whatsoever. Too far back for that to happen. I'm really just trying to use now my opportunity to have these AI kind of guide me through these last couple of corners, because like I said, I am struggling so hard through there. That was better. That was probably the best final couple of corners I've had, and it was still not even that great. Through turn 1 really, really well. I don't think we're going to be close enough to make a move on the inside of the 4, but if he brakes early enough, and I feel confident enough, I could do it, but no, I brake earlier than the 4 of Harvick, showing that my confidence on the braking as these laps go on continue to kind of dwindle. That's the 2022 car that we drive. The confidence never really changes. But the 2019 car, it just gets worse and worse throughout the race, and my confidence just continues to drop, and I have to kind of play it safer and safer, I feel like, every single lap. Until the final lap, of course, I'm like, I don't care how the car drives on the final lap, I'm sending it, kind of like what I just did right there, and up the inside of the 4 and the 1. I'm going to blame that one on just, I don't even have an excuse. I really wish there was a way to show you guys on rVector 2, like, my steering. Like, you know how in iRacing you can see, like, where I'm turning the wheel? You can see exactly what I'm doing on the wheel on iRacing. However, you can't see that on rFactor. I can tell you on rFactor 2, I am probably driving the car more on rFactor 2 than I am in any other racing game, be that NASCAR Heat, iRacing, F1 22 would probably be second, as I am overshooting turn 1 by a long shot, and I'm just going to stick with it. But on here, you gotta absolutely manhandle this car on rFactor. I mean, it could be any car, really. It's just so much fun. This is going to be an opportunity here. I have a huge slipstream. I am wheel hopping the daylights out of this car into the corner, and there goes the 36. Kurt, let's go. And Harvick's here. I think I killed the car. Oh no, Harvick. Oh, this thing is not going, boys. We got coming up on 2 laps to go. There we go. I did not want to get going whatsoever. We just gave up so much time. I am slipping and sliding like crazy. I mean, sure, the rear tires are lit up. And remember when I said you got to play it safe into that corner every lap, like safer and safer as the laps go on? Well, that's why, because if you try to take the same braking marker as a couple laps before on this 2019 car, it's just usually not going to work, especially into a heavy braking zone like that one. Sideways into the hairpin. Yeah, this car, it's done. It's toast. Take it to the garage. We need to try and hang on for 2 laps. Who's this? Joey Gase or one of them, or Yaley, whatever one it is. I'm going to pass them back as quick as I can and see if we can at least stick with the 19, but we might be in survival mode at this point, but let's see if we can go and fight that 19. Truex over here, like, trying to break the slipstream now, as we have one heck of a draft. However, not anywhere close enough. The car behind me has an even larger slipstream. Goodness gracious, I just got absolutely caught off guard. We're 3 wide in the middle all of a sudden. Suarez banks out of it, thankfully, but that completely caught me off guard. There's a huge pack of cars right behind me, but I don't know. I mean, it's almost like we're down on speed a little bit or something, because they didn't have a run. They had a massive run here now, but we still have somehow gained ground on this 19 car as we approach the final lap of the race. Bubba Wallace continues to lead the way. 1 lap to go here in Hockenheim, and the car behind has one heck of a run on us again. I'm going to be pretty aggressive here in turn 1 on the track limits again. Get that power down. Give me one more shot at Truex is all I'm asking for. This car is just hanging on by a thread, but if you just give me one look at this 19, I can at least hit him and see what happens, you know? That's the NASCAR way. But just give me an opportunity, I'll make sure I hit him. Down the straightaway, and I have a bit of a slipstream, but the car behind has a heck of a slipstream again, and they are going to probably send it up my inside. Not much I can do. I can take a defensive line, go around the outside is what I will allow them to do, absolutely, and I will have the advantage here and get that power down as hard as I can. We just gained a good chunk of ground on Truex, but we're only going to get like 2 chances here to make it happen. Chance 1, this next left-hander, and we're not going to be anywhere close enough to make that one happen, so we're going to have to set ourselves up for something crazy, unless I wheel hop it and throw it away. There we go, saving it at least, but I just gave up some time there. My wheel was fully 90 degrees to the right for about 90% of that corner right there, and that's going to wrap it up. Truex, I'm not going to get there. Track is so much fun to drive here. The racing, it's an interesting one with the AI. They really didn't have a whole lot of craziness to them other than the very first and opening lap. I just caught the grass right there with the right sides were okay. But yeah, overall, it was a way calmer, cool, collected kind of race here from Hockenheim. Bubba Wallace with the victory as we come through the penultimate corner and through the final turn. It's going to be P16 in Hockenheim. I feel like the 2022 cars, I would have loved to try those here as well, but we crossed the line. P16 in Hockenheim. So that is going to wrap it up for us here today in this episode. If you enjoyed, you know what to do. If you have any more ideas of car track combos, let me know down below in the comments section. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.